The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name. For the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, this will be chapter 2. And what I'm doing, I guess I should show you up here in the top and give you some clues of what's going on with my videos. I will say this, that if you want to go scroll right to the end of the video, you can see me cleaning up what I found. So you can get a good idea by watching maybe the first 5-10 minutes here, and then going right to the end, unless you're interested in the rest of the text, because I'm recording this for history. Okay. I'm looking for a hidden format, and the hidden format has 1, 2 important words in each of the verses connected with the least amount of number, or least amount of smallest words. And you can see I got a good start here. The problem is I don't need this one, okay? Now that gets rid of that one. But this is not true. The word is. He saw concerning, so this has to be a vision to be correct. And usually I give honor and respect to our Creator by making them all capital letters in purple. And then when I'm getting rid of a word, I'm doing this highlighted in blue text. It's easy for me to get rid of the text when I'm cleaning it up. When I'm adding a word, I'm do this so it remains italic. And then we'll see what I got to use here. Oops, I forgot to open up my cheat sheets here. Okay, because this one's a long one, and I do this on every one of them. To correct this, I put that in like that, and since this is a good guy's father, I give him a little respect by capitalizing the letter. His first name, if the name is in a small letter, it helps the reader understand that's the enemy. Okay. A vision Isaiah, a son from Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Now, I also note when Jerusalem and Judah are good or bad. Right now, I'm thinking he's good or bad, so I put that in. But I don't know yet because I don't have this whole story. So that's what it looks like when I've got, let me put them together. And that's what it looks like. So when you're reading the text, you can tell that the nation at that time is good. And I'll just figure out right now that Jerusalem is being good at this time. Prophet Isaiah. Right now, from the first chapter, I've decided that he's during these two kings because of how many years these are ruling. I got one that I know is at this time here so far, some text, not much of a story, but just a part that talks about when they're gone. So this is when they're gone. Now you can see that they're gone here at this time too, and there's three tribes left. And to show you that, let me put this one up here. And it's talking about these three here, okay? So all these are already taken into captivity at this time. And should pop up in the right location next time. Okay. Now it will come about in the last days. Now, I don't know quite what this last days are, but this right now, is talking about our Creator either sending Judah or Jerusalem into captivity. So both of these need to be, that's how important these words are. It's just not the last day of the week, okay? Last days of the king either. It has to be our to make it a first person. Okay, come about. I'm going to use the word happen. Okay, now when I do that, because it's talking about a vision, this is the vision is going to be. And so it can't be now, it has to be this, meaning at a later time, a prophecy, okay? So, and it's still about our Creator talking about the future here. This will happen in our last days. Now this is odd because we know that there's no mountains involved in Israel. Will be achieved as the chief mountain. I can't use this. It will be raised above the hills. Don't need that. All nations will stream to it. This, I have to say, is not here. And this is by his house. Let's go. And I'm replacing the letters Lord here with his name. If you've seen the intro, you know why I do that. Okay, yesterday I forgot to check to see if the mic was on. I had to start over. Okay, you've seen the what I'm looking for here, so I can turn that off. Now, this here, I will say I'm adding that because I'm changing this word, getting rid of this word. This would have to be by the house. So I'm adding this, getting rid of this. Okay, now what's the problem here is I've got a 3 verse here and I've got a 4 verse here, okay? So I might have to get rid of this here again. Like they're trying to stick it in who's his son of. This happens quite often in these texts, but actually one of them will actually make it true. But I'll have to do that on the next editing. Right now it's a good start, but I don't know if it's 2 or 3, like I've got a verse missing here. And then the formats, usually I have to put a double space because these are a small paragraph when they get cleaned up. And then this becomes a small paragraph when it gets cleaned up. And a lot of times the two become a larger paragraph. And then, in fact, 99% of the time they do. Either it's a 4 verse like this or a 3 verse like this. Okay, I got to work on OBS. I haven't got my computer all set up yet. This is the new one, but it is nicer. I haven't been getting kicked off YouTube yet. So that's smooth. I don't know if I'm going to have to keep that page up telling me whether I got a good stream or bad stream going. The analytics, they call it, or stream health. Many people will come and say, okay, now this is almost like it does, because in the last days that would be Jesus coming, okay? And then this would have to get red involved here to show that these days are what I'm talking about is when I try to keep the words specific and so the new readers understand and learn faster. So Isaiah, a son, see this, Judah is not going to make it as a nation, so it's going to be just concerning Jerusalem. And it doesn't need to be saw here. So I could change this to a 3 verse real quick by saying, get rid of that, get rid of that. And now I have 3 verse format as a statement. And these, you see, this doesn't work right. What I'm looking at here when I'm doing this correcting like this verse wants to connect to this verse, okay? And then this verse is out. This is a statement, and then this would be out. Yeah, I can get rid of all this. No, but it's not the nation Judah. But I guess it would be, they wouldn't know that they're, because he's going to bring them back. But that hasn't been told to them yet as how it's going to get done. That's pretty much Jeremiah in his text. So I have to sit here and say that that is a good 3 verse. Because notice how this one works. Here's a statement, and then these two connect together really well. Okay. In our last days, by the house for YV. So that's like a sentence being broken in half. But it's the way they wrote. Now we've got a 3 verse format going here, which usually, like when you see Jeremiah all done, and the PDFs are going to start coming. I've got to do that, and I'm really, really close. I'm finally finishing up Psalms. So after you see a couple of videos of Psalms up, then you'll see that I've got PDFs in the description on YouTube to be able to be downloaded. Many people come and many people got this cut wrong. Come saying, but that's now I've changed this. Well, this is out. This I know is out. So I have to have these words here. And this is going to get changed to YV. Oh, I see. It's going to be YV's house. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let us go. With that, but this doesn't make any sense. We've got a text that I haven't done yet, and you probably aren't too much aware of the text, except for you that have already read the complete in the future here. The text is that Jesus is going to be announced that he's going to enter into Jerusalem. So here, I would just have to say, I'm going to add Jerusalem here. And say, since I'm adding it, and it's not going to be a good place at that time. And then get rid of this. Many people. This will be and not the people from all over the world are coming there to have this story say. And we know that we got history on our side telling us Jerusalem is destroyed in 70 AD. So and the Romans didn't like what was going on. And I know there's prophecies by our Creator, or Jesus tells us that soon after he dies, they should be scattering from Jerusalem because they're going to start killing people. So but the people that are coming, not many, but they're tribes. And if they're the good guys, I give them a capital T. No, this is what happens, that they did again come into to celebrate the Passover. I think this is close enough that I don't need to say that I've changed it or add that. The intent is here in the words, but to say Jerusalem, that is definitely, and we know it's not Jacob. Title is God, but don't need this in here. Here, I need to change this. See, this is like Jesus's name is Yah. That's the Hebrew word they gave him, or name they gave him. Okay. So let me show you what I mean by that. The best one I've got to explain what's going on here. I don't know why that didn't open up right where it was supposed to. This is from Isaiah, okay. In 38, chapter or verse 11, when I go to the Hebrew text, it is Yah. And this is talking about Jesus, that they're supposed to be waiting for him to come into the land of the living. Okay? So you replace those. I will not see Yah in the land of the living. Now, they had other titles for him, Savior and words like that, but that is not this word here. It is definitely Yah. And see what they did. They changed his name. In this concordance, I can show you that 48 times they changed the title Yah, or the name Yah, into titles Lord and God, as though it was our Creator. And yet right here we can see his name. Name is here. So they had a name for him. And when you read this over here, praise Yah and praise his name, okay, and then you see salvation is tied to him. So now let me see here. So Yah will teach us, and I put a capital letter on it, but I can't put it in red or it would just completely disappear. Will teach us concerning our lives. Now, you notice I'm writing this as not as a prophecy. And, being our Creator said these words. And that's kind of strange that I'm doing that right now. So I might have to change this word like to your lives. Although if I'm reading it as if this is what they're saying, then that would be okay, I guess. Yah will teach us concerning our lives and walk by, walk in his life. Because this is definitely, now we're talking about Jesus here. So the story is the last days. And it's path, and it's not really paths, it's his way of life. He's telling you that obey my way. I am showing you, I'm the example you're to be living by. So his way, walk in his way. I think that's good. Now here, this is more because I've got two verses here. This is now correct. He's coming to his house. So they're going to come around for the Passover. It's the encompassing of in assemblies by tribes. They camped around Jerusalem by the way our Creator told them to, by birth first, oldest first are in the south, the youngest are in the north, and I'm not sure east or west, but you can see here Judah was probably first, then Simon, and then Reuben, and then these three. Now Ephraim would have to be the Levites, and this was just given to them because there was probably a multitude of people. And then there was these three, and then these three in the south. So the map pretty much tells us that maybe these three camped on one side, okay, and these three, 1, 2, well, no, it's got to go this way, and then this way, and then this way. So I just don't have that answer which side they lived on. I don't know why that isn't doing that today. Okay. Concerning our lives and walk in his way. And since I've got these two as together, these two are going to be together. Okay. Zion is Jerusalem, so if I get rid of this and put this in, but I already have Jerusalem here, so I don't need this. I don't think I'm going to need any of this at all. I'm just not seeing it. And I'm going to quit erasing those words in here and leave them like this. Got to get through the editing quicker. He will judge between the nations. It's not nations here. This is because you got to understand who Jesus is, starting way back here in Abraham's time, when our Creator is going to change his name from Abram to Abraham, and he's going to establish his everlasting promises. It's not really a covenant. You could use the word covenant one time maybe, but it's his promises. He's making multiple promises throughout time. And they're going to be kings shall come forth from you, but one of these kings, him, all the races of the earth will be blessed. We don't know what the word blessed is until we understand Jesus is going to have a kingdom in heaven, and he is going to allow us into heaven. So here, this has to be races. He will judge. Let's see. Let's do some small corrections while I'm thinking here. He will judge. Yeah, he's not judging between the races. He's a judge. He will judge the races and will render for many peoples. Or again, this is going to be races. Oops, I hit the all caps. No thanks. I Now let me see here. I will render decisions, or he will render decisions. If I have to use this, now I got to get this here. It will judge between the races by his decisions. I don't need this one. He will judge between. He will judge. The word between is wrong here. Let me take it to the concordance, see if I can find a better word here. Here it is right here. And this over here tells me how many times I used these words here. He will judge among the races. I like that word. So this is going to get changed to among. Now it even reads better. He will judge among the races by his decisions. For many for his it's not races. If we're going into Jesus's kingdom, we're his servants. So that's too far away, so I have to add that. For his many servants. This is no longer true because it's his decision. Nation will not lift up sword against nation. Well, sorry, Jesus told us to let us know that there's going to be continually wars. So this is not true. But I need a second part for this. Okay, now this is changing subject here. So when that happens, in the light of YHVH, but he's not showing up as his light. He has been showing himself above the mercy seat as a light, a round light, where the priest comes in, and I think I've got new words, that they bow with reverence, then they spread their hands wide, and then they ask our Creator if that person who is trying to atone for their forgiveness of their sin, will you forgive them? So that's not happening anymore. But here, this is like the Philistines. No, they've been long gone. They're such a small people at that time. Now this sounds like our Creator talking, and it is going to be his people. But this is going to be like this. And it has to be I. Not he will abandon, he will scatter his people. The ones that were survivors were the ones that he told that he's bringing their descendants back. So this has to be scattered, not abandoned. Well, let me see if there's a better word than that. Well, let me get here and get down here. Spread. And that's what he did. Spread would be a better word. He sent them to Egypt. He sent them to Assyria. He sent them into Babylon. So spread is a better word. Definitely. Because he's not abandoning them at all. Remember, that's going to be the statement. Because this has to be Judah again, but this means Judah is going to be a bad one, so I've got to add this. Because Judah, now go down here, is filled, or do I need the word is at all? Is filled. I gotta add the word with. Oh, the future colored words are words that were added in 1977 text. So that means that they put those words in. And I'm going to add this with soothsayers, but they aren't. They're mankind. That means they're against our Creator. And that's one. This big comma. Yeah, see, this isn't needed. So this is going to be the end of this one, and this one. No. Yeah, this is not matching. This is two separate. So this is starting a different subject here. Their land has also been filled with silver and gold. There is no end to their treasure. Filled with horses, and chariots don't go up and down hills, and chariots could only go on their roads. So you can tell oversalted words when you reason out what you understand about the way they traveled. They used donkey and carts to travel. Okay, they did have horses, but that would have been was used for the army. There might have been a few richer people that did have horses, but the poor usually had, or the middle income people at that time, had donkeys and carts. Now this, filled with mankind, worship. I want to put idols down here. It's not land. This has to be their nation. Or again, maybe I should use the word Judah to specifically make sure that we don't have to have two different But since it's the intent of the word, I'm not going to put it in gray. Judah will be, that has to be correct here. Before telling that Judah will be filled with idols they worship. Trying to decide which one. And then it's almost like it's reading a 4 verse. Judah will be filled with idols they worship. That are that works. I'm going to use the word works. By their hands. If it was 4 verse, I would have a 4 verse there, but it's 3. I'm going to go with 3. This has to be mankind. Let's grab these two. And I don't think he'll be humbled. The base, I would say, is lowered. Lowered. Mankind will be humbled. Maybe it's not will be lowered. And it's not man. He's talking about Israelis. Israelis are the ones who are, well, they're going to be demoted, or it has to be Israelis. Mankind will be humbled. Israelis will be lowered. If they're humbled, this got to be, a base must be ashamed here. Let's see if I can find a better word. Oh, this is on 9, so let me When they use these words, when there's two of them, that means there's two of these words like this right here as a based. So there should be one here been a based right there. Okay. So Judah will be filled. Oops, wrong mouse. Will be filled with idols they worship that are works by their hands. Mankind not humbled. Mankind will be ruling. Got to be ruling. The priest and everybody, the judges, the priest, the king, or whoever's scribes, they're all going to follow after mankind. So mankind will be ruling, and Israelis will be lowered. But I will not forgive them. Read the will here. Not forgive them. Okay, I decided that this has got to go. But these two hook together, so it's like they're starting in the middle here. So do I have something up here that's three pieces that speaks to this subject? No, I don't see it. Okay, so we got three verses missing up there. Hide in the dust the terror of the Lord and the splendor of his majesty. Now this is almost going way back up to this here. And he will judge among the races by his decisions for his many servants. No, if this is this has to be, our creator can't be saying this, okay? This here, YV alone. I alone will be exalted in that day. I'm not seeing I can use anything here to tie with this, because mankind will not just be humbled. They really don't care what's going on. They just got done killing Jesus. They don't believe he's the king, so they can't be humbled. Mankind will be a bit lowered. Mankind will be lowered. Okay. And that would fill now. Now, this has got to be somebody now speaking like to other people. Say that he goes and gives a prophecy, and then there's an argument what he's talking about. And this is how this text has got to go. Because exalted in that day, and that would be the day that Jesus is in Jerusalem. In his days, it has to be days. Oh, it's open to keep the red as well. Okay. His days, in his days. Because he's going to do so many miracles that this is what this is talking about. And I alone will have exalted in his days. That would make it a 2 verse, because the subject I would be too important in this verse not to say. So I'm going to do that. And they wouldn't be praising their other gods, is what he's, or false gods. Now we got these as him saying these words. Okay. This is not important. Lebanon, Cedars of Lebanon. He's not against trees. They don't have any personal reference, and against the oaks. Now, these people, that's supposed to be a nation, but when you find out that they cleaned off the promised land east of the Jordan River, these guys don't show up. We have Ammon's and Moab nations there, but that's where they try to locate him. But no. Against all lofty mountains and against and the hills are going to be raised up, yeah, against the fortified walls and the high towers that they got. Now, there's going to be a story about our Creator destroying all the Tarnish is a city in Lebanon. No, Tarnish. No, Tarnish is Spain. So there's going to be something here about that. I think that's in Ezekiel. We already have this being said. They don't really get completely vanished. Holes in the ground, the terror of YHVH's splendor and majesty. No, this is all just made up. Chaos. Hey, diviners. In his days, does this come from our Creator? Well, I got to make them red first, then color that one I've added. In his days, diviners will cast and what they're divining for is who he is, what's going to happen to him, that type of thing. They will cast. Wait a second. You can't cast alive moles and bats, but you can cast their bones. Okay. We'll cast the bones. Of moles and bats. They got to be doing this act before their idols. With silver and gold. I get it right here. Before their idols of silver and gold. Worshipping. They're casting them in front of their idols as to impress the people, and this God's going to reveal this answer. Or this false God is going to answer. Before their idols of silver and gold, they made for worshiping. So now you understand what they were doing at that time. Okay. Now that is such a good two group. I'm not even going to look to see if it, that just like one great big long paragraph there. Well, this we know is not true. No, this is just added text. It's not going to make it. Okay, no. Okay. Now what I need to do is this is going to be the cleanup that I told you about earlier. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to save this text. And hopefully I'll pull up. Nope. I don't have it up yet. I need this text. This is my cleanup. Oh, I forgot to show this at the beginning. So this was what I found in part 1. And then it shows that that's disconnected, so I made it part 2. That's part 2. And then this is part 3. Now I get to add this here. Now we get to see how good I did on making my mackerel the other day. I keep losing them. I don't know what's happening, but let's see how am I doing here. Okay, now this one. Look at how clean that is. That's one space, that's two spaces, that's one space. Oh, it's just, I finally got the macro back. All right. So, oops, didn't catch that one. Yeah, but this was where it started getting separate here. And I knew that this one has like a 3 verse missing. So let me come up here, grab this, and say it goes here. Okay. Boy, that cleaned up really nice. I'm kind of proud of myself there. It's okay. That's finally like it was when I get it right. So if I say 2 there, I need 2 here, 1 here. And this I don't think is connecting. So I'm going to make that a smaller part. But those are 2 connecting. Okay, and to be a 3 verse, so I'm kind of, I guess I gotta take this below this line here. That way it'll look better on your screens. Gotta get it below this line. That way you don't have to do too much editing. That'll be one group here. That's the second group right here. And this is the third group. But that'll be chapter 2 of Isaiah. And that wasn't bad, only an hour to go through that. So maybe I'll make another video here in another hour. But other than that, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.